Hey, everybody. Welcome to Wind Down Wednesday. We're so excited to hang out with you. We are going to grab what we need to get comfortable this evening, and we will be back in about 30 seconds. Hey, Rachel, how are you?
I'm good, Carly. How are you?
I am doing pretty good. I am super tired.
I was saying, if you see me reach for a Kleenex, I've been battling this congestion for over a week and it just won't go away.
Oh gosh, that's awful. That's awful. I keep calling this like I'm very honest now about like that seasonal affective disorder and like
Oh gosh.
it's awful and it wrecks me every year. But it's like
Mhm.
it's that it's the gray skies and the cold weather and my skin is itchy and my joints are acting up because it's cold. It's
Mm.
all the things, but I'm fixated on how dirty my windshields are. My front and back windshields are. I'm like,
The constant need to get a car wash, but it
yes,
being too cold.
yes, and it's too cold to get the car washed. It's just
And
like,
as soon as it warms up, the car wash line is so long that I don't have the
mhm.
patience to wait for it.
Yes, it is terrible. It's like it's the worst. So it drives me crazy.
I feel like right now, this weather, I'm feeling you with that seasonal affective. They call it SAD, is that acronym for a reason.
Yes,
But
yes.
I find myself maybe this is an unpopular opinion. I'm missing the snow a little bit. Like, I like that just blanketed look, and then the sun comes out and it's so bright. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I want. I want that brightness where like the sun's reflecting off of the snow and it's like sparkly.
Oh, I do like that. I do like that.
I don't
But
want to
then
mess with all the snow stuff, but
exactly like when we're at home, like it's a Saturday, we don't have to go anywhere. That's perfect. I'll take
yeah,
that.
I want to like look out the window and see it. I don't want
Yes,
to do
yes.
anything with
From
it.
like safe in my jammies with a blanket.
Yes.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh my goodness. And it's funny too, like it's the physical dirty windshield and like the mental dirty windshield. Like, yeah.
I just read something earlier today on a social media scroll. I can't even tell you what platform I was on, but it was showing like some statistics around I want to say it was like really high number of people, like almost 90% of people feel like the anxiety and stress related to like clutter and physical things in their life and like how much deep like cleaning or like organizing can like lower your stress levels just because of taking care of your physical environment. Like it was a really high number. I mean, I'm not quoting it because I don't remember where I saw it at this point, but it really made me think about like so many of those connections between our
Yeah.
mental and physical and how they kind of manifest themselves.
Yes. Well, that makes me wonder too, because right now my little home office is like a mess. It's like, there's certain times of the year where you're in a lot of
Uh-huh.
schools and districts and stuff is back to back to back. And so it's just like my office kind of becomes like a dumping ground. And so I literally just have like piles of stuff and materials and like games and toy, like just a million things. And I am sure that if I spent like 20 minutes just getting stuff put away, it probably would make me feel way better.
Yes. I was that like as a classroom teacher, I would have to go into school like as soon as I got the email from my principal that like the custodians had finished and the building was open, like I was there because I needed to get my physical classroom
Right.
like
Yeah.
organized and like put the tables and the desks where I wanted them and like what I wanted on the wall. I like could not physically do anything else
Yeah.
until the space was like it just consumed me. But I
Yes.
really think it was like a probably like a mental thing, right? Of like the beginning of the school year is crazy in general. There's
Yeah.
so many things. Let me control what I can in my physical space.
Yes, yes, yes. That's yeah. And I bet there's, a lot of folks in our community who kind of have that same thing. Like they need to have everything where it needs to go like physically so that
Yes.
the mental like then we could do the mental work.
Yeah. I am jealous of the people who it doesn't seem to bother. Like as much as I it pains me to watch like order type shows. I am a little bit jealous of like, how come these people just live like that and it not bother them?
Yes.
I wish it didn't bother me that there were dishes in the sink.
Yes. I know. I hear you.
Like a newspaper is taller than
Yes. Oh man. Yeah. Yep.
we
Yeah.
just need robots to come and like take care of it, right?
We do. And speaking of robots, we wanted to spend a little bit of time tonight talking about some AI stuff. And so when we say AI stuff, we're keeping that nice and broad and open and just see where our conversation takes us because a lot of folks are dipping their toes into it. Some folks are very resistant and reluctant to explore it for a lot of reasons. So we can kind of take this anywhere, but like from time saving stuff, like I know a lot of teachers are talking about how they're using AI to help them out.
Yeah, I am by no means an expert at this.
Yeah.
It's like I'm navigating all that. And I guess this is, I feel like our millennial selves like coming out is like every time something new in technology, it's like we have to figure it out while it's there. And I'm like, can I just get a break and get like comfortable with the tools we got before you give me a
Yes.
new one?
Yes. Oh my goodness. There's like certain like teacher facing platforms that like if I click on it and log back in and it's been like, maybe 3 weeks since I checked it out last and there's like 26 new tools. I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah. So I do feel like the AI tools that are there is a constant day to day finding, like seeing different social media posts about how
Yeah.
educators or even non-educators
Yeah.
are using these tools in their day to day and how it hopefully can make life easier.
Yes. Yes. And I appreciate that you said like just seeing what people post because I think, I really appreciate when people share what they're doing in their classrooms because that's the easiest way for us to all learn from each other is like, and it doesn't have to be like something like 100% like the most incredible thing ever, but like just the little things because that serves as inspiration for the rest of us of like,
Yes.
I would have never thought of using this tool in this way and like what a cool impact that could have.
Yeah.
And I can take that and apply it to this new unit I'm teaching.
I just saw one in one of the I don't know ed groups on Facebook that had mentioned using like Chat GPT or other AI tools to create like student rubrics. And I was like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought of that because we're what like right like I think about it for some of the setting that we work with.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't even think about it from that perspective.
Yeah.
And now then my mind gets rolling, right? Like how else could I use it to help me break up time? And here, I don't know. This is probably bad. This is like, don't use AI for this. But my mind goes to maybe because we're at semester, people maybe right before like winter break would have been doing those report cards. If you were an elementary teacher, you were having to put those comments on report cards. I'd be like, write me a comment for a kid about X, Y, and Z.
Yes. Yes. Well, and I don't think that's necessarily bad too, because even just like language wise, like linguistically for us as teachers, like sometimes I'm like, I feel like I fall back on the same like 6, 7, 8 comments.
Yes.
I want to just kind of refresh my.
I used I don't know, I think I was using Gemini the one day to come up with a title for a workshop. I I just wanted something fresh. I didn't want the same, just kind of like boring. I'm like, give me something new. So I put it in the generator and it gave me more options. I didn't use any of those options. I took like mixes
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah. You mix them up. Oh, I
Right.
love that. See,
But
and
it
that
like
still
gave me,
shows, yeah, that still shows us like using our languaging and our expertise and our own creativity. So, like, it's a helper tool, right? Like,
it's almost like having like a little friend. I mean, like I can't say it too loud because there's one right behind me on this desk, but that like Amazon tool with
yes,
that
yes, I know
girl
what
who
you're talking about.
talks to
Mhm.
you. Because she'll
Uh-huh.
start talking to me right now. We like to call her homegirl around here if we're trying to talk about what it said, but
Without
not.
engaging her.
But like I ask her questions all day long.
Yes. Yes. It's having a little thought buddy like at your fingertips all the time. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I can see where kids could get lost in it too.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And that's another thing too. Like I see a lot of posts about like, students using tools like that to cheat or like to try to find shortcuts for something. But like that has to be a part of our conversations too, is like how are we teaching students? Like how are we using this stuff to
Yeah.
like navigate life and like help ourselves out in responsible ways. And then, like, what are the ways that we wouldn't use
Yeah.
AI?
Well, I think it sometimes gets down to the like, you know, it's hard, it's not easy, but to get to the root of like, why are kids looking at it to cheat? Why are they getting on it for those reasons? Because I think story time, good tangent with Rachel, right? I love a good.
I love
Where
it.
are we going to go next?
I love it.
It makes me think of it. My junior year of high school,
Okay.
we had to read the Scarlet Letter for language arts class. It was like
Okay.
the text. Well, I had an illness and was like I missed like 3 weeks of school, so I was really like behind. And my teacher was like, "Just keep reading," but like as a 16-year-old, it's not necessarily something I was like interested in reading. It wasn't, especially without getting to participate in the conversation regularly. I wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
Now, the internet tools at the time were much less than they are now, but I was getting on like, was it Spark Notes?
Yeah.
And they were to try to give me like summaries of each chapter so I could still kind of keep up. And like, it wasn't that I was trying to avoid my schoolwork.
Right.
It was just, there was another factor in there that like I couldn't keep up with it and I wasn't interested in it.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
like, I think about like, man, it would have been really nice to have one of these AI tools just be like, give me a summary of the book.
That would have been
I'll
really
still
nice.
write the paper, but like give me the info.
Yes, yes. Give me the gist. I need the gist so that I can like be equipped and confident to be able to participate. Yeah.
I always had to like try to find the way around because Cliff's Notes you had to pay for, and like the parents weren't buying that for me.
No, absolutely not.
These kids, they got it easy, and now I sound like an old lady.
We had to walk to school uphill both ways, and they've got Chat GPT.
We used to have to go to school and look up get information out of the encyclopedia. Now I ask the robot person on my counter what to do.
It's very Jetsons. We're living in the Jetsons time.
Yeah.
We did it.
I even was using AI with a group of teachers. We were doing some work with the Spanish language art standards and just kind of breaking them down. Oh. And we turned to Chat GPT to just give us another, like, how else would you say this? Kind of, we were trying to see, like, what does this standard really mean? Because we were actually looking at the Spanish language art standards as they were written in Spanish, and there was some vocabulary in there. We were looking at like 4th, 5th grade of just, hey, that's not even vocabulary that we use regularly.
Yeah.
What is this standard really getting at? So the Chat GPT helped us kind of break it down a little bit and give us multiple examples.
Oh, see, and I think that's the key, right? Is like looking at examples that can be quickly generated for us. And again, maybe we hold on to those and use them, but maybe we're like, that's what I needed to solidify this information for myself, like as the educator who's now designing units and plans and
Yeah.
things. I love that idea for breaking down standards. When you mentioned earlier about using an AI tool to generate a rubric, um, I love that idea. Like, because I know that some districts are like hardcore. They already have like their common assessments. They co-constructed their own local rubrics for supporting this unit they designed and developed. But there's other folks who aren't there. Like, they don't have that thing all set up for them. It's not like a systematized thing. And so they're kind of on their own. So I love that. I love that,
Yeah.
especially for the roles that like you don't have a direct job alike. Like, you might be the only one teaching that course for that grade level. So you don't have a thought partner. I think that's genius.
Well,
So
and like
like,
sometimes we just need that little bit of like extra, like I think
yeah,
as educators, we need scaffolding just as much as we need to provide for our students, right? We can't just sit here and be like, hey, Carly, go design a rubric. And
go,
you're like,
go.
for what? How? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Like there's so many logistics that
Yeah.
come into play
Yeah.
that it's even hard to think about what you want students to be able to do
Yeah.
and then break it down among those steps. Like
Yes.
that takes so much time.
Yes.
And you at least could get that little helper, that scaffold of like, here's a starting place.
Yes.
Now come back and edit it and put in your
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes. That's always like the step 2, right? Is like, first you generate the stuff and then you go in and edit it and make it yours and like have it fit your vibe and your population and all those things.
I
When
think as educators, we've been good. Like that's what teachers are so good at that to
yeah,
begin with, right?
yeah,
We love a good steal this from somebody, take
yes,
that, make
yes,
some tweaks,
yep,
and like now I've got it fit for me and my
yes,
classroom and my purpose.
yes, 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 yes. And I'll say like an additional next step after the rubric. So again, maybe you didn't have to use AI, you didn't have to go there. Maybe you used an AI generated rubric just to get you going, then you edited it. The next thing that I think is really cool that I've been playing with is exemplar generators.
Ooh, yeah.
I am like obsessed with this because I see so many different applications. Like, I know in Magic School AI, there is like, I think the tool is just called exemplar and non-exemplar. But so like you can upload your rubric or your scale thing or whatever it is. You can like just link it right in, or you can copy and paste it into that generator. You hit the button and then it gives you a like, this is how it really looks when you do it well. And this is like a non-example. But I'm like,
Mm,
having both of those side by side for students, no matter what your grade level is, no matter what you're teaching, like my brain needs that. Like, I want to
yeah.
see, how is this done well? And then like, how do I know I'm not on the right track?
Oh my gosh. And see, and now you've got me thinking about how useful is now my like time in admin is going to shine
Ooh.
around the good old Danielson framework that we,
Yeah.
use. But like, I think sometimes as teachers, we're struggling to be like, well, what is this? What does this component really mean?
Yeah.
How do I show this? Or how do I move from a 3 to a 4
Yeah.
to actually like progress in my own practice? Getting some just generated ideas could be interesting to see what comes out of some of that.
I would be super curious. That could be a really
No,
good conversation.
oh, see, my mind can't stop once it starts. Like, I feel like whoever watches this on whatever platform, they need to, like, you need to chat to us about
Yeah.
different ways to use those AI tools. And we didn't even get that far off of rubrics, but
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
thinking about how could you employ students in even looking for those exemplars and like it could be like a group activity to come together and
Yeah.
using those tools.
Yes, 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 yes. I love that. I think that's super cool. Because then again, it's like teaching them how to navigate the AI world responsibly and
Yeah.
with real authentic purposes that aren't for cheating. Because I think sometimes like our brains go to the extreme, like either like we're all in hardcore everything AI, or we're like we're gonna avoid it because it's bad and it's evil.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
it's like all these
and I
things.
think we all know what happens when we're either avoid it or we tell kids no. It
Yeah,
just makes them want to do it more.
it just
Right.
makes yeah.
I feel like I'm parenting that in a few aspects right now of like not AI related, but just general teenage kid stuff of like we can't say no all the time because it's just making like that want to happen more. We want to sneak it.
Yes.
We want to like then use it inappropriately.
Yes.
So it's like if we want kids to navigate AI appropriately, we got to give them access to it once in a while.
Yep.
And learn with them, right?
Learn with them. Yeah.
Learn from them, probably.
Yes. I was going to say, like, I feel like you and I, because for our generation, if you hit a wrong button on your desktop, you could kill your whole computer, like, and it would be done like forever. Right. And so I think our generation, we still have a little bit of that like resistance of like, oh, like if I do this, is it going to be wrong? There's always a back button. There's always like a start over. So like allowing ourselves to like get it wrong and like to get it wrong in front of kids and then to be able to say to like, I don't know enough about this stuff. Should we play with it? Should we try it and see what happens? I think that's always a good thing.
Yeah. And I guess I don't know what about working with like super higher level students or even like college level. I would assume grading those papers and things would be much more difficult to discern like what is AI generated, what's like actual student written. But I think if you know your students, you're going to know where their voice comes out.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. And I was just thinking of one other thing as we were having this conversation. I was thinking like if we were to use, because again, I'm like obsessed with the exemplar, non-exemplar feature. If we generated a whole bunch of those different samples and then set it up as a sort for students, like that could be really cool, and like remove the title of it, and then the kids have to look at that rubric and they have to look at that little sample and see like maybe they highlight and annotate parts of that text or parts of that product, whatever it is. Like we think this is an exemplar because it's got that. Like that could be cool too.
Yeah. Gosh, I feel like there's so many just even in the lesson planning side of things that could be so helpful. Like this could be a multi-series, Carly. Maybe we just need
I was gonna say
once a month we revisit this topic and see what our other colleagues and
we probably should
have to say.
Yeah, because it's already 7:24, 7:25, and we've just scratched the surface. So we could. I think we can call it a night. But I'm super curious for the folks who are either joining us live or catching the replay. Like, what are your current experiences with AI? Like, what are you enjoying? What are you struggling with? And because we spent so much time talking about rubrics, like if you have done any work with AI, any tools at all that you want to like point out to the community, like throw that in the chat.
Yeah, Caroline said in here she loves AI. I would love to hear more. Caroline, tell us more.
Yes.
What else do we love about it?
Oh, I love. Very, very nice.
Well, Carly, thanks for having me tonight.
Yes. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's always nice to just be able to like catch up and chat.
I mean, we're supposed to keep these short and sweet to, keep our viewers engaged.
Yes,
we could keep going on and on and on. So to make this another part, we will revisit AI as a topic probably multiple times.
Yeah. Because there's going to be, by the time we come out next with this, next month in February sometime, there's going to be
something new.
Yeah, 8 new things. All right, Rachel. Thank you so much. Everyone, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys soon.
Bye.